Rapper Meek Mill is pushing for criminal justice reform after his own controversial legal troubles. Pennsylvania Supreme Court ordered Mill to be released from prison on bail 2 weeks ago. Back in November, a judge ordered him to serve up to 4 years for violating his probation after a 2008 conviction on drug and weapons charges. Now, Mill is appealing that conviction. He was sentenced to 11 to 23 months in prison, plus 8 years probation. 8 years. Many activists claim that Mill's treatment was unfair and harsh. The prominent names who support Mill include Jay-Z, comedian Kevin Hart, Philadelphia 76ers owner, that's Michael Rubin, and New England Patriots owner, that's Bob Kraft. Meek Mill is here with his attorney, Joe Tacopina, for their first live TV interview since Mill's release. Good morning to you both.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Sunday was your 31st birthday?
Yes.
I'm thinking this is a very good birthday present for you, Meek Mill.
Definitely is one of the best birthday presents.
But you've been dealing with this for 10 years. You've been dealing with this case for 10 years, and it all started when you were accused of a drug and weapons charge, where you both say you shouldn't have been convicted in the first place. So just take us briefly to the beginning.
I was actually arrested by a small group of officers that was basically blacklisted as corrupt officers, and I was found guilty for pointing a firearm at a police officer.
Which you said you did not do.
What I did not do.
They said you had drugs?
Yeah, I cover media here where like a lot of stories of young black men reaching for cell phones or actually having a firearm and not pointing it at police.
They said you had drugs?
Yeah, they said I had drugs. They said pointing a firearm, and that was it. That was it.
And Joe, you're saying he should never have been convicted because?
Because the entire case was based on a corrupt, lying, proven, perjurious police officer who had a racial bias, this guy Reggie Graham. The Philadelphia District Attorney's Office, and Gayle, this is not a defense lawyer advocating for his client's benefit. The Philadelphia District Attorney's Office has just acknowledged that his conviction, because of constitutional violations, needs to be overturned. Mm-hmm. So he was stalked by a system for 10 years, his entire adult life, for a conviction that he should have never been convicted of in the first place, because the entire case was based on perjurious testimony.
We have to say we reached out to the officer, Reggie Graham, and he has not gotten back to us. But part of the problem, too, is this 8 years probation, and that you got hit with all these technical violations of violating probation, like popping a wheelie, being late for an appointment.
Yeah.
On multiple occasions, you did test positive, though, for marijuana and opioids, yes.
Yes, no, not marijuana, for opioids. I only tested positive for opioids ever. I was addicted to using painkillers for actually a few years of my life, which was one of the biggest battles in my life that I overcame. And I overcame these battles through rehabilitation. And once I rehabilitated myself, I was still sent to prison almost a year later.
Meek, where would you be right now if you were just Meek Mill, who nobody knew, if you didn't have all these powerful people who raised your case up and made people pay attention?
I would be in prison. Yeah. I would be in prison. This happens to minorities on a daily basis where they don't have a voice. And I just came from, it's almost like cities cities inside prisons where people have no contact to the world, no contact to the media. And I was extremely blessed to have people that was powerful that value me, because growing up in environments we grew up in, being locked up by a cop was normal. I don't know if you ever see my mug shot of
I did see it.
Stitches on both sides of my face. And
you were pretty beat up.
Yeah, that was really normal. That was like, we talk about it one time, that was the year of 2007, life goes on, because we see that on a daily basis. And I'm just lucky to have people of power and much influence to stand behind me and speak up.
Who believed in you. You said when you were in jail you used to dream of getting out.
Yeah.
And now that you're out, you're saying that this case is so much bigger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always has been bigger than me. I heard a lot of people like comment on it, like, I don't think he should be the face. I don't care about being the face. I care about saving people's lives and helping the world become a better place if I can.
Well, you can help other people who don't have the friends you did, perhaps out of their situation. Is that the hope?
Yes, even being on shows like this, platforms like this, to be able to speak about these type topics is enough. If I could save one, or if I could save 1 million people, is enough for me. I just want to, I feel like God put me on a path to bring this to the light and make this a positive situation, because actually I look at it as I was a sacrifice. I had to do 6 months in prison just about 2 weeks ago.
But the district attorney and the probation officer both said, Joe, that he should not get any jail time.
That's back in November when she gave him
Yes.
2 to 4 years, this judge. Judge Brinkley gave him 2 to 4 years for violating probation, technical violations, non-criminal offenses. Both the prosecutor at the time and the probation officer were both in charge of patrolling the sort of the jurisdiction of probation violations. Both said he's been an exemplary probationer, and these are technical violations. He doesn't belong in jail. The judge excoriated them and gave him 2 to 4 years on top of his already served sentence for a crime he should never have been convicted of. That's not. That's
And
the key.
could I explain the technical violation? The technical violation is not a crime. I always use this as an example with the young kids in Starbucks. If I was in Starbucks and got handcuffs put on me and was arrested, I would be in technical violation. No matter if I was found guilty or innocent, you're in technical violation.
Very good point.
And legally, the judge would still be able to sentence me to years in jail just because I was on probation, no matter if I committed a crime or I didn't. It's police contact. And growing up as an inner city kid, a black young minority, we see police contact on a daily basis. Not me right now in the position I am, but.
So close us out with the thing you most want people to know.
I want people to know this situation is not about me on any level. It's about changing policies and doing things to protect people like myself who deserve the second chance, even if you're innocent. It's millions, I would say thousands of other people in situations like me who don't have a voice. And I would love for the rest of the world, the United States, to stand up and make America one, because I always explained it as being two different
Americas.
different Americas. And a lot of people, they didn't understand what I was saying. And I would just like to bring people together and make things work.
You said you don't want to be the poster child, but I think, Meek, it's too late. I think your story really illustrates.
I'm not concerned with taking credibility for being the face for anything. I'm a musical artist. I started making music to take care of my family, to escape.
Well, you do it with great humility, too.
You have a lot of
You do.
I appreciate
Yes,
it.
Meek Mill and Joe Tacopina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Good to see you.